Hi everybody, I'm Lynn Burkhead of MajorLeagueFishing.com, sitting with one of our Geico Select Anglers, Mr. Gary Clouse. And Gary, I got to ask you, I've noticed a little bit of a difference this year in Gary Clouse versus last year. And I don't know, you have a side job, you run the Phoenix Boat Company, so maybe sales are better this year, I don't know, but you seem a little more relaxed this year than a year ago.
So what you're saying is, no, I'll say it, I sucked last year.
No, that is not what I'm saying.
I said that.
Okay, and you said that. I didn't.
And I did. And this year I'm more prepared. I'm more confident. Last year I think it was the first year for me, and I think I over prepared. Too many rods, too much stuff. And the whole thing I just got off on the wrong foot and never recovered. This year, I'm more comfortable and kind of know what's going on. But I'll say this, I'm enjoying it.
I always believe you have to play the game one time at least before you truly appreciate it at the Major League Fishing level. The format is completely different than anything. You can watch all the television shows, you can talk to all your buddies, but until you're out there playing the game, until you feel the steam roll out of the ears, until you have the emotional train wreck as that score tracker live keeps coming at you in maddening fashion, you really have to do it to understand it. Do you think that's correct?
You're spot on there. It's, before the first year, I watched all the shows, and I talked to several guys, Greg Hackney at length about it, but still, I didn't really get it until after the first year. Then I kind of soaked it in over the off season, but no, you don't get it. You don't get the intensity. It's like. In a traditional tournament, you might be behind 20 pounds, but you don't know.
But you don't know that.
No, you don't
That's
know
right.
it. So you still fish relaxed.
I call it the train wreck. And Score Tracker Live produces train wrecks. How do you avoid the train wreck? You've done this now for a year. That's one of the keys, is to not get spun out. How do you do that?
To this point, we've had one tournament this year, and I have two last year. And the two last year I didn't do well in. I didn't finish last, I don't think, but I did not do well. But and honestly, I didn't even watch those shows. I've never watched the shows I did last year myself. But this year, my goal is to get off on the right foot. Fortunately, the first round, the first tournament we had this year, kind of set up to my style a little bit anyway. So, that was my goal, is to get off on the right foot, not get down, and not over prepare, just go out and have fun. That was another goal actually of mine this year, was to have fun.
You have to be in the moment, and that's one thing I noticed the first event you're talking about. You fished very relaxed and very confident that week, and I noticed that about you. And you also fished very much as you said. You made it your goal to go catch fish, and then you built on that as those days went along. People talk all the time about fishing the fish or fishing against anglers. In Major League Fishing, it's a little bit of both, isn't it?
It is very much. That's what we're always taught, to fish against the fish. But in this format, you better fish against the angler. If he's ahead of you, you've got to go get a bite, and that's what I felt myself doing. I'd get ahead, and then somebody get a couple of fish up on it. I got to go get a bite, just like right now. You can't decide, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go over here where I really think they're going to be. You better bypass all that and go get a bite.
All you guys make your living to a great degree from those tournament formats, but this is a different game in Major League Fishing. It's a different format, and emotion comes into play in a much greater fashion. So how do you manage your emotions on the water?
It's hard. I mean, it really is. Most of us remember our first tournament when we were young. I was like 16. You go out there, and the night before, this anticipation, and you're taking off that morning, you're getting ready to make your first cast, and your hands are shaking, when you're a kid. I was. And I felt that same thing every Major League Fishing event I've done so far. Lake of the Ozarks is no exception. I did my ride around, and standing on the front deck waiting for the 2 minutes to count down when I could start fishing, and I'm up here and I was like, wow, I haven't felt this since I was 16 years old. So it brings back that anticipation, excitement, that adrenaline rush and that's why we do this. It's for I guess for the love of the game. I've always loved it and always will.
Well, and that's the last question I want to talk to you about. How has Major League Fishing, in its history, it's had a very nice building history, and it's making history in many, many ways in the bass fishing game. How has Major League Fishing changed the sport of bass fishing forever?
You know, the traditional tournaments have evolved to some degree. You know, we started out years ago fishing for 10 fish, you know, 10 fish limits, you know, then it went to 5, and, you know, then there was penalties put on. Years ago, people just filleted them, you know, no one knew. No one really thought you could outfish a fishery, but you can, you know, and so there's length limits put on, and the size limits of the numbers of fish you can bring in and went down, and then there's penalties for dead fish. So all those things and we're all trying to take care of our fish, because, you know, you walked around ICAST, that whole deal, and all the boat companies are all making a living off of little green fish. And if all those little green fish die, we're broke.
We're all
quite
out of
honestly.
job.
I mean, but we're going to have to find something else to do. And I like this, so let's don't kill them. So that's what I think that in the future is important, is for the fish themselves. The format is great because especially with the TV, the viewer at home and the people that want to learn, they get to see everything. You're exposed. I mean, there is no smoke or mirrors. They will see what you're doing. They will see you suck or not. To be quite honest.
Wreck or not, yeah.
Yes. You know, I think that, I mean, to be quite honest, if I could have enough Major League Fishing tournaments, I would do nothing else.
Well, you know, an interesting answer. I thought most anglers, they talk about the format and the rules and the Score Tracker Live. Gary Clouse says it's the care of the fish. Major League Fishing does place a great premium on caring for this tremendous resource we have here in North America. Gary, thanks for joining us, and you know what? I didn't think you sucked last year. That's Gary Clouse. I'm Lynn Burkhead. For more, go to MajorLeagueFishing.com.